For many years, I've worked with this organization called Fetty based out of Colorado. And to be honest with you, I wish I could figure out how to do what they are doing in my hometown. What they do is they take foster children's birthdays and they celebrate them. They donate decorations and gifts and a bunch of stuff to foster kids just to make them feel celebrated in a time that is often very scary for the child. Fun fact about me is that I actually went to school to be a child psychologist, so anything about helping our next Americas, our next presidents, or any type of city officials, or just our next generation, I am here for. That's why I have just loved supporting this organization, because they too have the same type of mindset that I do. So that's why we're here today, is because I actually wanted to first shout them out because I just think they're so amazing. But secondly, remember what I said, that they celebrate foster children's birthdays. Well, they normally have like cute little gift bags. And what I have been doing the last few years is making pennants that go inside the gift bags. But also, I was just requested to make cute little stickers that would be put on the front of a gift bag that just says, "Happy birthday, you are special." So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I create the sticker and the pennants for these gift bags that they put together all throughout the year. If you're looking for ways to help out this organization, there are a few ways that you can do it. The first way, which is probably the easiest, is that Foster Fetty has a rolling Amazon wish list. So what happens is a child enters into the foster care system and their birthday is just around the corner. Foster Fetty reaches out to that said child and says, "Hey, it's your birthday. What do you want?" And that child gets to create their own little wish list. So if you're wanting to support them that way, you could totally celebrate that child by just shopping the Amazon wish list. By the way, all of this is going to be linked in the description of this video, their website, how to contact them, how to mail them things. All the information is going to be in the description. If you feel like you want to help out in any way, please go check out the description. If you are a maker like how I was back in the day that owns your own Etsy shop that makes birthday party decorations, or if you're even just someone that has a whole bunch of birthday party decorations laying around at your house and you're not going to use them, you can mail your birthday decorations over to Foster Fetty. So what I used to do when I was selling on Etsy full time is I would make a whole bunch of different mock-ups of new themes or new items. And I would say like happy birthday, and it would just be a random item. After I was done, what I would do is I would put it in like a bin, and once the bin got full, I would just mail them the entire bin. And so they would get all these random birthday party themed happy birthday cake toppers and stuff like that weren't used, and I wasn't going to use them, and they found uses for them, which I have to tell you, made the children feel even more special. So if you're someone like me that hoards all the party decorations, make sure and just mail them off to Foster Fetty, because they will definitely use them. Now, obviously, they also take other type of donations like cash donations and stuff like that. You'll want to check out their website for more information on that. But otherwise, what we are doing today is I'm going to show you how to use your Siser Juliet machine to print and cut stickers and also the cardstock pennants that go into the gift bags. Now, remember, during today's video, I'm going to show you how I make everything. And if you are interested in making these files to also make and send over to Foster Fetty, download the file, make it with me, and then the address to where to send it all is also going to be down here in the description. And you're going to want to just make them and send them over to her way. Telling you, they will be greatly appreciative of anything and everything to support the cause and help celebrate these children. All right, are you ready to get started and make a whole bunch of children's day celebrating their birthday in a time where often it is very scary because they don't know what the future looks like? Let's go. The reason why I chose to do this project using my Siser Juliet is because the machine itself cuts so fast. And so I'm going to be doing a bunch of print and cuts. So I want to make sure I'm not spending a bunch of time waiting for the machine to get done cutting. So this is why I've chosen to use this machine. So if you don't have this machine, I'm going to convince you why you need it here in a second when we go to print and cut all of these pennants and stickers. That being said, if you don't have a Siser Juliet but still want to help out with the cause, you totally can. The PNG files that I've created also work in your Cricut too, which is amazing. So in the Siser Leonardo program, the very first thing you need to do is come over here to the bottom left where it says design. Now what you need to do is import your PNG files into the Leonardo design space. So for me, what I'm going to press is Command I, or you can go up here into File and then Import. Then what you want to do is find the downloaded files that I've created. It's going to be in a zip file called Foster Fetty Files. And we are just going to select the very first PNG file and press Open. Now all you want to do is press Next. And you want to press next again. And because this has no background, all you need to do is keep pressing next until you get to this button, and then you press finished. Okay, and so for this one, what I want to do is fill up this 8.5 by 11 page with 2 pennants. So the very first thing I'm going to do is come over here into Artboard, and I'm going to toggle this page marks over, because right now the print then cut marks are going to be with this pennant, and I want it to fill up the page. So all I'm going to do is just press this page marks, and then I'm going to take this, it's my birthday pennant, pressing shift on my keyboard, I am going to rotate this 90 degrees just so it's legible to me, just like that. When I have it rotated where I want, you just want to let go of your mouse and then shift. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up here to the very top, and I'm going to copy and paste, Command C, Command V, or you could right click and press Edit, Copy, Paste. Now it will look like nothing happened, but with this program, it just gets copied and pasted right on top. So you're just going to click and drag and you'll reveal the one behind it. Now I want this one to go in the other direction so we can nest it a little bit. So I'm going to press Shift on my keyboard, and then I'm going to rotate this over another 90 degrees, letting go of my keyboard and my mouse. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both these pieces and I'm going to make them bigger, filling up my page. Your pages is going to be inside these black lines right here. Okay, now that I have that set up, what I want to do now is set up the stickers. So I'm going to come up here to this plus sign and just click. And then I'm going to press Command I again to import the sticker image. Then I am going to find the sticker image and press Open. And I'm going to keep it a print then cut image and keep pressing next until I see finished. There it is. Now for this particular sticker, I'm going to make it 2 inches in width and press Return. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to page marks, and I'm going to fill up the page with these print marks. Because I'm going to be using the entire page, sticker page, I want to make sure I'm able to fill up the entire page. Now for this next step, you will have to have the Leonardo Pro Edition in order to do it. It kind of sucks that they have this as a Pro feature because I don't feel like it is, but just know that what I'm about ready to show you is a Pro feature. Now what we have to do is we have to fill up this page, right? So the long way to do this is by taking this and copying, pasting, and filling up the page one by one like this, right? You could do it that way, and that would be the free version. Otherwise, what you could do is if you're paying for the Pro, is click on your sticker or your image that you're going to be using, and we are going to come down to Scale and then over here to Tile Array. Now, this is going to be your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here to the horizontal, and I'm going to fill up the width. That looks like I could get 3 stickers on the width, and then I'm going to go into the height, and it looks like I can get 4 rows here for the height, making a total of 12 copies for these stickers. Now I could have also pressed the auto fit. You could also adjust your spacing between your objects. You're not going to be able to get more doing it tighter of a fit, so I'm just going to let them breathe a little bit. Then once you have your page filled up, all you want to do is press Apply. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to drag it into my print mark area. You want to do that because do you see how these 3 are grayed out? When we go and press Send Design, what's going to happen is they're not going to be there because it's technically out of the print area. So we want to select everything and drag them into our print area. Now what we want to do is save our work. So we're going to come over here into this one, and let's go to File and Save As, pressing Save. Also doing the same for over here. The reason why we're doing that is just in case this crashes, we won't have to start over from the very beginning. Now let's work on the pennants first. The reason for that is we're gonna actually have to assemble these with sticks and ribbons. So this is the one that's gonna take the longest to get finished. When we are done with our design work, which we should be, all we need to do is press send design. Now we want to make sure that all the artwork fits on the page and just leave it the way it is. Don't touch anything over here and just press send. Let's set the paper size over to 8.5 by 11. And making sure that this number right here is smaller than this number right here. So we are good to go. The 8.43 is smaller than here. 10.92 is smaller than here. And then we're gonna press send to printer. I am going to make sure I'm gonna print 30 copies. You can make as many copies as you would like. And then I am gonna make sure that my media is set to the correct media. And then I am just going to press print. So we are waiting for my printer to get done printing. I'm just gonna print out all 30 of them before I actually get started. And since we are waiting for that to get done, we want to set up the Siser Juliet to do all the hard work for us. While we wait for everything to get done printing, what you want to do is turn your machine on. So with the Juliet or even the Romeo, if you were interested in getting one of them, you can hook this up one or two ways to your computer. The first way is via actual cord. The second way is via Wi-Fi. I love the fact that we don't have a Bluetooth connection here. So you want to make sure that when we are setting everything up, that first what we need to do is come over here and press the cutting contours. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are connected to your Juliet, okay? Now the reason why I am choosing to wait until my printer at least is almost done printing is because the Siser Juliet and Romeo both print then cut super fast. So with that being said, I want to make sure that I have a good stock of my stuff already printed, but also I am going to be using 2 mats because it does go super quick. Okay, so I have a bunch of paper already printed out. Now, when it comes to the Siser Juliet, you will see that the bottom left corner has the little caret. I know that if you're using a Cricut, it is going to be in your top left. It's different for the Juliet. Then what you want to do is generally when you use a Cricut, you go into the bottom or the top left of your mat. You can go to the bottom left of your mat with the Juliet. Also, you can put this anywhere because you are actually in control of the head, unlike the Cricut machines where you have no control on where that head gets placed. So all I'm gonna do is insert this into my Siser Juliet. I'm gonna make sure that my mat lines up to the base of my flap right here of my machine, and I'm gonna close my little flapper up. Then what I'm going to do is using this pad right here, this pad is what controls the head. I'm gonna make sure that my blade is on the inside corner of this little L line. Okay, just to make sure I am ready to go and prepared, I'm gonna take another sheet of paper and I'm gonna do the same thing as the first one, put it in the bottom left corner, using my brayer to put my paper down because this isn't very sticky. Then what you want to do is you want to set up your cut settings. So we're gonna come over here to cut settings, and I have mine already set to a cardstock setting. This is the setting that I use. Now what we want to do is coming over here into the Leonardo program, all you need to do is press send design and then press OK. Now the machine is going to read the registration marks. You can tell it is super fast, no issues at all, and it's going to go so fast. Okay, that's all done. Now what we need to do is just eject our mat and insert the next one, making sure that it is still in the corner of our L mark. And then because we are not changing the design of what we have going on here, we are going to be doing the same pages over and over and over again. All you have to do is press the play button. The machine is going to read the registration marks, and it's going to do the print then cut. See, and this is why you want to make sure that you are well prepared, because before I'm even done taking out my material, the machine's already done. All right, so ejecting and inserting, pressing play. Well, I have officially ran out of printed paper, so I need to take a pause on print then cutting. Definitely a good problem to have because these machines are so stinking fast, and I haven't wasted one single paper. Print then cut has been absolutely phenomenal. Okay, while I wait for the prints to get done printing, what I'm going to do is start prepping the other stickers. So I'm just going to come over here to back to design, click on the stickers that we created and press send design. Remember, not touching anything here and just pressing send. So these are the ones that we are going to have to print, and then we are going to click this to cut. But before we press print, I want to make sure that the print is done printing. Now that it's finally done printing, I need to print out 25 copies of the stickers. So I'm going to put this into my printer. Now we can start printing before we're done actually finished on this print then cut. So making sure, remember that this is our page size and it's bigger than what we need. We're going to press send to printer. I'm going to make 25 copies and make sure my media quality is set up. Okay, then all I want to do is press print. All right, going back over here, what we need to do is just finish print then cutting all of these pennants. All of the pennants are done being cut. Now here are some of the finished stickers that have been printed. So I am just going to put in my mat just like that, and making sure you switch over your cut settings. I'm going to be using 10 speed and 10 force. Now what you want to do is come over here to the machine, to the software. You want to click on your cutting contours and make sure and press send to cutter. You only have to do this for the first time or when you move the files over. Okay, then we eject. And then just keep on keeping on. All right, we are moving and grooving with this project. I got all of the stickers cut out. There's a bunch of them. Don't have to do anything more besides put that in a little plastic sleeve and mail that off. Now when it comes to the pennants, these guys right here. So how I used to assemble them, and I'm gonna partially do it, is I'm gonna affix this onto the pennants. Now I used to cut ribbon and tie ribbon to the very end of this just to make it even cuter. But the problem is I don't have any ribbon here in my craft room. I don't know what happened to all my ribbon. Not entirely sure where it went. Maybe I decluttered a little bit too much. So we are going ribbonless. These are just going to be a naked little things. I have a hot glue gun heating up, and then I have some extra glue sticks. I love my hot glue gun, one, because it's an adjustable temp. So you know how generally when you use a hot glue gun, you burn the crud out of your fingertips and you're left with no fingerprints? That could work in your favor if you're like wanted by the FBI. I personally don't like to have blisters on my finger. So having something like this where I can adjust the temperature down is great because I never have blisters on my fingers. And the other thing is do you see how thick and long these glue sticks are? These are not normal glue sticks. They're like industrial. One box will last you practically a lifetime. I think the last time I bought glue sticks was 6 years ago. It was a really long time. And I still have a full drawer of them. They last forever. Then you're just going to need some wooden sticks, dowels. Not that you could use thicker ones. I use thinner ones because they're not going to be used for very much. This is how we assemble these pennants. Because if you look at it, it kind of looks like it's a funky looking pennant, right? So what I like to do is when this hot glue gun is hot, we are going to put a bead of glue down here, and then we are going to lay the stick right here, like from corner to corner, okay? Then when that's dry, we're gonna take another bead of glue and we are gonna wrap this around, hiding that ugly, because I'm all about hiding that ugly. And then you're going to be left with a really cute pennant. So, got to make sure my hot glue gun is piping hot before we get started. And then it is going to be easy breezy doing the same thing over and over again for all of these pennants. Now that it's piping hot, you can tell because I got some glue sticking out there. All I'm gonna do is take my hot glue gun and put a bead of hot glue down corner to corner, remember? Then we are going to lay this corner to corner. It's okay if you have it looking ugly on the back or if you missed a little bit of glue, that's all right because we're getting ready to hide the ugly. So then what we're going to do is just add a little bit more glue. I like to focus close to the very right edge of my pennant. That way when I roll this over, I'm gonna roll my pennant just like that, matching up top to bottom, and then we're left with this right here. Ain't it so cute? Love them. They are so easy. And then if I had some ribbon, tie some ribbon on the bottom of that and make it look even more cuter, but sadly I don't have any ribbon. I don't know what happened to it. But then it's just easy breezy flying from there. All right, y'all, I sure hope that I inspired you to create, but then also inspired you to help out with a couple foster kids and their birthdays. I will see you on the next one.